Tama naman po, pagka nagbibigay halimbawa po kami ng permit for transport, usually we identify kung saan lang pong probinsya or munisipyo sila pupunta. Pero kung saan particular sila nagre-release, yun po yung hindi na po namin hawak. And I think that is where yun pong mga kasama natin sa LGU would be able to help if they monitor or if they are aware kung saan pwedeng nagre-release ng pigeons yung mga club
I'll
association.
tell you what, sir, Mr. Bukad.
Yes po.
Identify nyo naman kung sino yung mga presidente ng mga asosasyon, sino yung mga members ng mga asosasyon. Kasi mga yamang Chinese to eh. Kilala naman sila eh.
Yes sir,
I'm
at
sure
least yung
kilala mo
mga
sila.
naka-register po sa BAI.
Exactly. Then you tawagan mo yung mga presidente ng mga asosasyon and you tell them na from now on, hindi kayo basta-basta mag-release ng mga pigeons for racing without us being informed. And then we will evaluate kung papayagan ba namin kayo o hindi in lieu of a permit. Right?
Noted sir.
Tama, Kaap. Now, pag nag-request sila ng permit para magpakawala ng ibon dito sa Parañaque o sa Las Piñas o dito sa Pasay, huwag niyo payagan. Sabi niyo, hindi ko kayo bibigyan ng permit. Pag napumilit sila, that's where makipag-coordinate kayo sa ating LGU para yung LGU pwedeng itap yung PNP, uliin sila. Kasuhan sila. Kung kinakailang ikulong sila. Tama? I'd like to acknowledge the presence of Senator J.V. Ejercito. Tama ba ako, Kaap? And Bai? Kasi nga mga sir, listen, ayokong mangyari, binanggit ko na to for the third time, yung sitwasyon na maghihiring tayo rito at pinagmumura ko kayong pareho at sinabi ko, I told you so. Tigas na ulo nyo eh. Sinabi ko na to nung nakarang hearing. Ayaw nyo umaksyon. At merong eroplano na bumagsak dahil dito sa pigeon racing na ito. At ito mga pigeon, pumunta sa flight path ng mga Cebu Pacific o palayo lang o Philippine Airlines at pumasok doon sa mga engine at bumagsak yung eroplano. At may mga casualties. Do something about it now. Do something about it already. Pwede?
Mr. Chair, if I may. Currently, CAAP does not issue these are not being submitted to CAAP in the first place, Mr. Chair. That's why we do agree there should be a mechanism and we do request na magkaroon po ng ganun salang registration first and then also coordination with us so that we can recommend not to
Yes.
allow it.
I'll come up with a legislation.
Yes po.
Okay. Pero for the meantime, sinabi ko na kanina, medyo matatagal ang legislation. It might take a year or two. Habang wala pa yung legislation na yan, tumatakbo pa lamang, gawa na muna tayo ng remedyo. Gawa na muna tayo ng paraan.
Yes, Mr. Chair, noted po. Maybe I will coordinate po with CAAP on how to approach this, including yung pakikipag-usap po sa mga pigeon associations, at least those that are registered with the BAI. I'd like just to bring to the information din po ng body na though there are registered associations, pigeon club associations with BAI, meron din po kasing yung iba na unregistered who do their operations sa 10 oras ng gabi na maaaring hindi po natin basta-basta
Okay,
or nagkakaroon ng challenge for monitoring.
Meron ba ka intelligence funds? Kaap and Bai? Meron ka intelligence?
No, Your Honor, we don't have.
Kayo?
At my level, sir, I do not know. Baka po sa upper management po.
Then coordinate with the LGU, coordinate with the DILG para silang gumawa ng monitoring. Kasi yung PNP may intelligence funds eh. So parang PNP ang gagawa ng monitoring. This is public safety, mga iho. Come on, wag na tayo magdididali pa. Public safety is at stake. Ayokong mangyari na isang insidente, masap po lang isang eroplano nitong mga pigeon na ginamit sa racing at yung eroplano na ibabagsak at ilang tao ang mga lalabas na casualties. Ngayon pa lang umaksyon na tayo, please. Okay? Mr. Aklan, meron kayong gusto sabihin?
Mr. Chair, if I may po, no? To add lang po while we're at the topic of racing or domesticated pigeons, no? I think the Manila will confirm po, no? That we have confirmed bird strikes, some incidents as much as 11 domesticated or racing pigeons. And how we can confirm po that these are racing pigeons, pag kinolect po yung carcass by the airport operator, may mga racing tags po sila, no?
Oh,
That's how we can confirm po. The same po, the recent bird strike that we had just a few weeks ago, this happened in Davao, the same po. Meron din pong racing tags that was recovered by the airport operator.
right. So yan sinasabi ko, kayo ba, ENCAP, coordinate with the DLG habang gumagawa kami ng legislation pertaining to that. Kayo dyan naman sa DLG, informan nyo lahat ng mga local government units na mag-monitor and then implement itong polisiya na bawal ang mga pigeon racing. Right? Yes, sir.
This is to inform po the committee that the DILG already have a draft MC and we will facilitate the immediate vetting of this MC para ma-sign na po siya and ma-release po. Para ma-release po sa local.
Okay, so isa-sign na palang MC.
Yes po, we will facilitate the immediate release po of the MC po.
Okay, so kailan po yung ma-release yung MC niya?
We cannot yet say the period or the duration.
Well, sir, I want when? Gusto ko ngayon na. Ayoko yung bukas na bukas.
Yes po, we will coordinate po with the appropriate office po para
Well, can you do that tomorrow? Buhay ng taong pinag-usapan dito, Iho, Attorney Sala,
Yes po.
sir.
We will.
Ayan, nakita mo yung mga pigeon, may mga tag na ginamit sa racing. Ayan, nakuha sa loob ng engine ng
Sige
eroplano. Buti na lang at yung eroplano nakalandi ng safe at hindi bumagsak.
Yes po.
Pwede magpapagsak na eroplano yan, Wala mo naman, di ba? Pinakita ko yung video kanina
Yes po.
na sa Japan Airlines, pagkalaki-laki eroplano, bumagsak. Patay lahat ng pasahero. Sorry, Korean Airlines.
Yes po.
Di ba? So, sir, bilis-bilisan mo yung MC na mapirmahan na at i-disseminate yung information sa inyong PNP para yung PNP ang mag-monitor at kung may naglumabag dyan, hulihin, kasuhan, etc. Okay, can we do that? Okay, last na naman and then may opening statement natin si Senator JV. Yung sa sa mga airport na lubak-lubak, kasi I was in Kawayan, Isabela a week.
Mr. Chair, with your indulgence, bago mo in the same in the same topic do sa bird strikes, no. Dito po sa tanong ko lang si Cap Yun, okay. Anyway, thank you. As I was saying, I'm instructed to ask doon ko sa si Carlo Kyle I was earlier discussing yung sa mga bird strikes, no, mga incidents. Medyo marami rin pala, no. So ang karamihan we sit here in NAIA and meron din sa Davao. So gaano karami in a year kaya itong nangyayari itong bird strikes dito? Kasi that's really, of course, is a cause of concerns in the aviation industry, para sa atin, no? Pila po yung recorded incidents ng bird strikes? 907.
Good morning po. For the consolidated data po ng all ACAP members, for calendar year 2025, we have 917 occurrences of bird strikes as consolidated data po.
Wow, 900. So, yan? Halos araw-araw, almost every day, there are incidents of bird strikes, you mean?
On average po, sir.
On average. Yes. So, on all air, mostly in NAIA, dito po sa main airport natin, o meron din po sa
Ah.
in Davao and other main airports.
Naka-spread out po siya, Sen. Hindi lang naman po sa Manila though, because we have the highest flight activities in Manila. In terms of the absolute count po, yes, mas mataas po sa Manila, but it's observed and being seen across the nation po ang mga occurrences ng bird strikes natin.
Don't we have siguro sa CAAP can answer this, di ba meron tayong certain device that is being used in the airports to drive away the birds, no? Na parang ano ba yun, may subsonic or something na reason para mataboy sila. Do we have that at NAIA and our other airports?
Yes, Mr. Chair. For our wildlife hazard management program, we have several dispersal activities, which include use of lasers, flags for visual deterrence, gas cannons, megaphones, as well as firecrackers and stock whip po, Mr. Chair.
I remember, Mr. Chair, with your indulgence kasi being chair of the Committee on Finance now, and the one who defended the DOTR budget, that you requested, I think, if I'm not mistaken, that's part of the budget that has been requested before. So, which airports, siguro yung po sa mga madalas ang occurrence ng bird strikes, and how much would this cost? Probably if you can write us so that you can include this, Mr. Chair, ito po yung mga device para po lumayo yung mga ibon para mataboy, so that pag take advantage po ako as Chair Committee on Finance and the one who will defend the budget of the OTR, please let us know as soon as possible that please include that already in your request for your budget this year.
We will coordinate that with the DOTR, Mr. Chair.
Yung tanong ko lang before we leave this topic, I know you're familiar with this, Mr. Chair. Dito po sa NAIA, it was because of the frequency of flights, dito yung maraming bird strikes. Meron pong dito, di ba? In Las Piñas area, there's a wild sanctuary. So, yung po ba, is this a big I'm sure this is a factor, no? Kung bakit marami tayong occurrence ng bird strikes dito. So ano po ang pwede natin gawin and what do you suggest? Kasi po nagkaroon tayo nagkaroon tayo ng parang sanctuary diyan, no? Dito sa bandang Las Piñas area, nasa harapan ng ng ating runway, no? So any recommendation on what you can do about what to do, no, dito sa sitwasyon nito?
Senator JV, kanina napag-usapan na namin yan, and then my recommendation, in fact, the recommendation of ACAP and even the pilots of different airlines ay may transfer na yan. At hindi ko nga lang alam bakit, anong pangalan mo ulit? Kung si
Mr. Chair,
Mr. Domingo, Felix Domingo, ang ni-request namin, sinabihan namin siya, we send you a letter, ang pag-uusapan natin ay bird strikes, at ikaw pumunta rito, EMB ka sa pollution. Ang layo naman ng bird strike sa pollution. So baka sabi ko kanina, baka kasosyo siya nung yung wetlands, yung bird sanctuary doon sa Las Piñas, kasosyo ka ba?
Mr. Chair,
Ba't
clarify,
ikaw pumorma rito.
just to clarify po.
No, wait a minute. Let me finish. Kasi pikon na ako eh. Matagal na to. Because noong 19 Congress pa, ako na mismo naglalabi na mailipat na to. Kasi sinabihan na ako ng maraming mga taga-kaap. Binubulungan ako, Senator JV. People from CAAP has been telling me na if there's something you can do, Senator Tulfo, we want that removed or transferred somewhere else because that's posed a big risk and danger sa mga aeroplano that would cause bird strike. I said, yeah. And sinabi ko na ilang beses yan. Now, ngayon na ako ang secretary committee chair ng Senate sa Environment, araw-arawin kita. Pag pumunta pa rito, mamay, pakulong pa kita sa baba eh. Hindi naman ikaw kailangan namin, ba't ikaw puporma-porma rito?
Mr. Chair, I think with your intelligence, the
Diba?
PMB
Yes,
representative.
sir. We mentioned to them earlier that they will send a virtual representative and they have it now. The person.
Pero hindi kita kailangan eh. In fact,
Yes.
pati yung yung staff ko eh, sinabi na nga, ininformahan kayo properly ahead of time na we will be discussing bird strike issue. Wala tayong pag-usapan ng pollution. Sabi mo, ikaw from the EMB, but akala mo pag-uusapan natin pollution. Come on, wag mo na kami pa ikot-ikutin. So nasa din sa
Virtually present with us is Mr. Anson Tagtag, Division Chief of the Biodiversity
But before that,
Management.
sige. Did that answer your question? Kasi
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
gusto namin i-transfer yan. At hingi nga tayo ng expert opinion from the DNR kung saan magandang i-transfer yan. Di ba? Kaso sabi mo, hindi naman ikaw ang dapat kausap, dapat yung Biodiversity Department. Ba't pa ikaw pumunta rito?
Mr. Chair, the invitation ng us po was about the MC on commuters po. And eventually the bird strike issue was raised po here po. And I think we have representative already po online. Sir Anson Tagtag, the Division Chief of Wildlife Resources Division. Sir.
Okay, sige. Anong pangalan niya?
Sir
Mr.
Anson Tagtag.
Anson Tagtag and Miss
Mr. Tagtag.
Mirasol Ocampo. from
Mr.
Bukal.
Tagtag and Ms. Ocampo, magandang umaga po sa inyong dalawa. Unahin natin si Mr. Tagtag. Ano po yung position niyo ulit, Mr. Tagtag, sir? Sa TNR?
Yeah. Good morning po, Senator. This is Anson Tagtag, the Chief of the Wildlife Resources Division of the Biodiversity Management Bureau.
Okay. So, sir, kung ngayon ka lang kayo naisa lang dito at hindi kayo nakamonitor kanina pa, my question is, saan ba pwedeng magandang ilipat yung wetland o yung bird sanctuary na ngayon ay nagpo-post ng danger sa mga aeroplano and might cause a bird strike, yung sa Las Piñas? And sinabi na ito ng mga piloto at maging ng AKAP na it's posing a risk, yung wetland na yan sa may Las Piñas.
Yeah. Yeah, Senator po, I think una, kailangan nating ma-recognize na yung buong Manila Bay. Kasama dyan yung Las Piñas Parañaque Wetland Park ay natural na habitat talaga ng mga migratory birds at mga water birds. And so, na-raise na po yung suggestion na kung pwede bang ilipat o tanggalin yung natural park doon. But then noong nagkaroon po ng pag-aaral nga kung ano yung sources ng bird strike dyan sa NAIA, lumalabas na ito ay, yun na nabanggit kanina, mga racing pigeons ang sources. No? Kaya ang naging isa sa recommendation nga doon is mag-focus ang management ng bird strike sa management ng pigeons and bird avoidance measures sa loob ng NAIA and immediate vicinities. So kung ang tanong po ay kung ililipat, mukhang challenging din po na question na to dahil sabi ko nga, yung buong Manila Bay itself is a natural habitat of migratory birds, water birds. Yan po, Senator.
Yeah, I understand, sir. Yung buong area natin, sinasabi mo, anong lugar yun? Sabi mo, natural habitat ng mga ibon? What areas did you mention again, sir? Manila Bay,
The Las
right?
Piñas, Parañaque Wetland Park, may mangrove area po doon.
Pero sir,
at
pag
yung
tinasper natin yung... Okay, pag tinasper natin po yung wetlands, yung bird sanctuary dyan sa Las Piñas, somewhere else, the birds will follow, yung migration birds will follow because nakita nila na may pagkain doon. Siyempre, ilalagay natin sa isang lugar na kung saan meron silang pupuntahan at may mga pagkain doon, then they will go there to the areas na ilala natin para sa mga birds na ito. And then let's not wait until the time na may sabi nyo kasi sa ngayon ang mga bird strike because of the racing pigeons, wala pang insidente ayon sa inyong ginawa investigation. I don't know if that is in coordination with CAAP na nagkaroon ng bird strike na hindi racing pigeon. CAAP, meron na bang insidente or sa mga piloto na hindi lamang pigeons ang napunta sa engine ng aeroplano?
That's correct po, Mr. Chair. We have species such as purple heron, we have cattle egrets that are involving po ng bird strikes dito sa Manila and among other wildlife species po.
Oh, ayan, sir. Mr. Tagtag. Sinabi na mismo ng mga piloto. Tapos ikaw, pinagpipilitan mo, sinasabi mo, puro racing pigeon lang yung sa inyong ginawang investigasyon na involved sa bird strike. Anong klaseng investigasyon yung ginawa nyo? Ayan na mismo yung mga piloto na naka-experience ng bird strike ang nagsabi na iba-ibang klaseng birds, hindi lamang pigeons. At ini-insist mo, pigeons lamang nasa data ninyo, sa investigation ninyo. How's that?
Yeah, hindi po sir. Oo. Nakita naman po doon sa, tama po yung sinabi yung personal na kaap. Yun nga lang, hindi siya directly na-associate na yung source ng ibon na yon involved sa bird strike ay doon mismo sa Las Piñas Panaki Natural Park dahil meron din pong mga ibang mga mangrove areas or bird habitats din na malapit sa airport. But nonetheless po, Senator po, yung DNR naman po is in coordination with CAAP in discussing remedies and possible solutions if at all darating sa point na it would call like say yung recommendation na transfer ng wetland habitat with that as all possible.
So, tutol ka, sir, na may transfer? Yung sa Las Piñas?
Hindi naman po,
bird sanctuary?
sir. Yun lang po kasi yung feasibility of it and kung paano po yun. Kasi ang
Sir,
sabi ko nga,
pag-aralan nyo lang, sir, kung saan pwede mai-transfer. Do not wait na nanggaling doon yung mga ibon na nag-cause ng bird strike sa isang eroplano at bumagsak yung eroplano. Okay? Kasi sabi mo, base sa iyong experience, base sa iyong investigation, lumilitaw yung mga involved sa bird strike sa mga eroplano ay mga racing pigeons. At para sa inyong investigasyon, wala pa yung ibang klaseng ibon. E yan ay nirefute ng mga piloto at mga taga-akap. Okay? You follow me, sir?
yes sir po.
So do not wait na yung mga birds galing sa bird sanctuary sa Las Piñas ang maging dahilan ng bird strike at bumagsak aeroplano. Do not wait for that to come. Okay, sir? So what you need to do now, for me, my advice to you, because yan ang sinasabi ng mga piloto, yan sinasabi ng mga airlines, yan sinasabi ng AKAP, maging yung CAAP, they recommend na may transfer yan. Ikaw lang pumapalag. Why? Ano meron sa'yo? Come on,
Sir, hindi
Marami na, marami na mga eksperto nagsabi, marami na mga naka-experience ng bird strike na ang suggestion nila na ilipat na yan. So mag-isip ka na lang, sir, pag-aralan nyo na lang kung saan pwedeng ilipat yan. Para wala na tayong talagang problemahin pa na possibility na magkaroon ng bird strike galing sa mga ibon dyan sa sanctuary na in question right now. You follow me, sir?
Yes, sir. Noted po. We'll continue to discuss this within the department on this.
So kailan po natin malaman?
Yeah,
Kailan
as soon
po
as
natin
possible
malalaman
po,
na
sir,
kayo po-
we will raise it to our management.
Kasi kung sa susunod, sir, wala pa rin sa budget, i-hold ko yung budget ninyo, maniwala ka sa hindi. Iko na ako dito tagal na to Sige, i-hold ko yung budget nyo until such time na makapagtrabaho kayo na maayos, magawa nyo yung dapat, nang sa gayon maiwasan yung disgrasya sa mga eroplano natin. You get it, sir?
Yeah po, sir.
Should do something about it. Pag-usap-usap na kayo ng CAAP, mag-usap kayo ng AKAP, mag-usap kayo ng mga airlines, kung paano nyo may transfer yon para hindi na natin masasabing yun ay risk sa mga aeroplano. Okay, sir? Yung wetlands na yun. Okay? Thank you, sir.
Noted po.
So gusto ko, sir, bigyan mo ako ng report after a week kung ano na po yung ginawa nyo base dito sa atin na pag-usapan. Anong action taken? I want 7 days, sir. Okay, sir?
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, so much. I appreciate that, sir. Thank you, sir. anong klaseng, yung kaap naman, anong klaseng mga instrument ginagamit natin para pang taboy? Sorry, nung pasok kanina habang tinanong na ata to ni Senator JV, na para pang taboy doon sa mga ibon
Yes,
along the flight path ng mga aeroplano.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Meron po tayong mga ginagamit na visual, auditory, or combination of both ng mga devices or methods para po mataboy. For visual, we do flags and lasers po. And then for auditory, we do gas cannons and megaphones. And then for combination, we do firecrackers and stock whips. And then there's an ongoing po study and also some exploratory talks po on procuring even more developed technology on this, Mr. Chair.
Okay? Sabi nga kanina ng committee chair namin sa finance, nagdagdag siya ng budget ng last time and he doesn't mind na dadagdagan pa kayo ng budget for that purpose and ako mismo susuportahan ko yan, okay? And
Thank you,
we have
Mr.
to do this quick and fast. Now, move on tayo. Yung mga lubak-lubak na mga runway, ako na-experience ko mismo to sa Kawayan, Isabela, when I was there a few days ago, at maging sa Zamboanga daw, mas worse. At this is also a danger to the airplanes dahil kapag yung, siguro ito, yung piloto, tatanungin ko mamaya si Captain Aklan, dahil sa sobrang lubak, pwede maplat yung gulong or yung espalto na tuplak na papasok sa engine yon. And that could also pose a very danger, a big danger dun sa aeroplano. Am I right, Captain Aklan?
That's
Bilang isang
correct
pilot,
po.
yung sobrang lubak na runway,
Not only that po, the great chance of the aircraft getting stuck during taxi, no. More so the higher risk for us, which to cite an example po, no, back in 2023, one of our airline members had a really high risk occurrence of a loose material that catapulted, nakadamage po ng we refer to it as the horizontal stabilizer of the aircraft, no? The flight landed in Manila, fortunately, and na-discover po to ng piloto na there's a big hole and significant damages po on the tail section of the aircraft, attributable to a loose aggregate, no? These are slabs of asphalt na naging projectile po that hit
yung
the structure of the aircraft.
natibag-tibag na mga espalto.
That's correct po,
Okay.
sir.
Yun. Malaking risk pala na pinupost yan sa mga aeroplano. Kayo dyan sa kaap.
Yes, for Mr. Chair, we take cognizance of these. We are also in coordination with ACAP and the airlines on these concerns, and also in our of course programming of our development programs. For these airports po, nakaprogram naman na po sila for asphalt overlay. Unfortunately, I think for your experience po, Mr. Chair, in Kawayan Airport, hindi po ito na-capture galing. Maraming salamat din po sa inyo for raising this. But since then, we've displaced po the threshold of the runway para po hindi na magamit yung part na yun na po na may lubak, para yung gagamitin na lang po ng mga aircraft will be those that are in accordance with the safety and quality standards po natin while we're undertaking the asphalt overlay and other measures po to fix these problems, Mr. Chair.
So, I'll tell you what, sir. Lahat ng mga airport sa buong Pilipinas, inspeksyonin ninyo yung runway to make sure na maayos, malinis yun at passable yun ng smooth ang pagdaan ng aeroplano at hindi magkukos na any problem. Sa Zamboanga daw, sobrang tindi raw nung lubak-lubak, sabi ng piloto na sinakyan ko. Kumati yung sa Kawayan nga, sobrang lubak na yun. Halos mauntog na yung ulo ko sa overhead. Walang biro. Overhead bin. Sa sobrang lubak. Nung sinabi ng piloto, paglabas, sabi ng piloto, sir, mas masahol pa dyan sa Zamboanga City. So do something about it, sir. So kailan yung Zamboanga City? Kailan yung maayos po yun?
Yes, Mr. Chair. For Zamboanga, nag-undertake na po tayo dito ng emergency procurement before for the reblocking. And since po this was raised, we already talked to the contractor to fix yung portion ng reblocking para maayos agad. Pero po yung asphalt overlay is also undergoing procurement. And it's we aim to award the project already by this July, Mr. Chair, and ma-implement it already within the month, Mr. Chair.
Within the month. Which, when you say within the month, kailan po? Give me a date.
Around 3rd week or 4th week, Mr. Chair. Towards the end of July, Mr. Chair.
No, I don't operate that way. Ibang kaharap mo, sir. Dapat magbigay ka ng date. Tapos pagdating sa date na yan na hindi nyo na itupad, babalikan kita. Ganun ako. Huwag yun 3rd week or 4th week or next month. Hindi ako ganun. give me a date para babalikan kita. Para ma-push ka rin, ma-pressure ka na dun sa date na promise mo, talagang tatrabahuin nyo. When?
July 30, Mr. Chair, according to our
July 13.
Yes.
So July 13, mag-uumpisa na yung trabaho.
30, Mr. Chair. 30. Because we're still in the procurement process and it's still for award. So it was have to undergo contract signing and all. Mr.
Okay. July 30, mag-uumpisa na yung trabaho para ayusin na yung lubak-lubak na runway sa Zamboanga City and
Yes, Mr.
Zamboanga
Chair.
City International Airport.
Yes, Mr. Chair. But in addition, Mr. Chair, even yesterday we already talked to the contractor of the other project on the reblocking, and they're also doing their end on fixing that particular part of the runway, Mr. Chair.
Teka muna. Marami sa akin ni Mr. Balagtas nung tinawagan ko siya over the phone was second week of July. Ngayon, in-extend mo July 30. Wait a minute.
Mr. Chair, I believe he was talking about the awarding of the project for procurement, Mr. Chair, and the implementation on the July 30.
No, he promised me. Sabi niya, second week of July, umpisa na yung trabaho.
I will clarify that with him, Mr. Chair.
Go ahead, clarify it with him. Pero ang gusto ko, sige, July 30 at the most, umpisa na yung trabaho, naayusin na yung lubak-lubak sa Zamboanga City International Airport.
Will do, Mr. Chair.
Habot sa Kawayan.
Kawayan has already been displaced, Mr. Chair, so that portion of the runway is no longer being used, Mr. Chair, as of today. And then asphalt overlay is already also undergoing procurement and will be awarded towards the first quarter of next year, Mr. Chair.
How about all the other airports? Mga ibang airports pa.
Mr. Chair, for all the other airports, as you mentioned, we will inspect all of them again. But in the meantime, Mr. Chair, we already have a schedule of the asphalt overlay of these.
Kasi sana kayo, pinag-usapan natin aeroplano, hindi mga bus. Kasi yung bus, pag na-flat, okay lang. Diba? Na-flat ang gulong, hindi na umandar, okay lang. Aeroplano, sa oras na yun huminto, sa ere, patay tayo. Sa oras na sumabog ang gulong niyan, sa ere, hindi na makakalanding yan, disgrasya. Yan po dapat ang iniisip nyo. Ituring yung aeroplano iba sa mga sasakyan sa panlupa. Okay, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, Mr. Chair.
So, therefore, having said that, inspeksyonin niyo po lahat ng runways. Marami naman kayong mga resources, mga tao, di ba? Lahat ng runways, lahat ng airport sa buong Pilipinas, inspeksyonin niyo and then give me a report. In 5 working days, give me a report.
We'll comply,
Kung
Mr.
ano
Chair.
nangyari doon sa ginawa niyo inspection sa lahat ng mga runways,
Yes, Mr.
mga
Chair.
airports, sa lahat ng airports sa Pilipinas, okay? Very good. Now, marami mga airports na pinupunduhan pa rin ng ating gobyerno and yet, hindi ginagamit for commercial flights. Tulad ng Bigan, Baguio, ano pa? And the government is spending hundreds of millions of pesos every year for the maintenance of this airport when in fact, hindi naman nagagamit ito for commercial flights. Para saan yung mga pera na ginagastos ng gobyerno by the hundreds of millions, saan napupunta yun? Eh wala naman palang commercial flights ang pupunta doon. Maaari siguro yung mga chartered flights. Pero kailangan ba? Nagastusan pa ng gobyerno? Kung ganun rin lang, eh wala palang commercial flights pupunta doon, wala na ikinabang, hindi marami na ikinabang dyan, eh di, ang pagbayarin natin sa maintenance, yung mga may-ari ng mga private planes na gumagamit ng airport na yon. Am I right? Ito, sir, oh. Saan ba itong Bicol Airport? Saan to? Okay, Catbalogan Airport, 250 million. 2024, 200 million, 2026. Diet Airport, 225 million. 2024, and then noong 2026, 150 million. Holo Airport, Maasin Airport, Mati Airport, Ormoc Airport, Tandag Airport, Bigan Airport. All these airports are not being used na for commercial flights anymore. Ang mga gumagamit na lamang dito yung mga chartered flights and yet sinasubsidize pa rin ang ating gobyerno by the hundreds of millions. So kung susumahin mo ito, abot ito ng 1 billion. Oh, bakit? Why do we allow this, sir?
If I may, Mr. Chair. For CAP, it is the CAP's mandate po to maintain and ensure, to keep the safety of these runways and aviation safety in general, and not just for airports that are profiting, but also airports that are not incurring any profit for purposes of them being used for other purposes like military or any emergency purposes.
No,
Mr. Chair.
these airports are
That's
being
why.
used by private individuals
For-
who have private planes, mga chartered planes.
For Gen
So
Access.
silang pagastusin mo. Ito mga mayayaman to, mga super milyonaryo to, they can afford to buy airplanes, jet planes, di ba? Chartered planes. So sila dapat ang mag-maintain sa airport na yan because they are the ones using it, not the public.
Yes, Mr. Chair. By virtue of our fees and charges, Mr. Chair, the fees that we collect from them on their operations are all attributed to the further development of said airports, Mr. Chair. Even though these are very menial, considering these are not commercial operations, ginagamit pa rin po ng...
Sir, okay, example. Itong sa Catbalogan Airport na 250 million ang ginagastos nyo yearly. Nababawi nyo ba ito?
Unfortunately, sir, hindi po namin to napapawi.
Exactly. Itong sa Holo Airport na 100 million, nababawi nyo ba ito? Ang sagot mo is hindi.
Hindi rin po.
Itong sa Mati Airport, 700 million in 2026. Almost a billion. Hindi nyo pa nababawi.
Hindi rin po, Mr. Chair.
Oh,
Unfortunately.
So ibig sabihin nagtatapon tayo ng pera sa mga airport na hindi naman talaga pinapakinabangan ng publiko, kung hindi ang nakikinabang just a few people, the privileged few, na ito yung mga nakaka-afford bumili ng mga private jet. It's about time pa ipahin po natin pananaw, sir. So kung ito yung mga airport na ito hindi pinapakinabangan ng publiko, give me a report pertaining to this. I would recommend na dapat hindi na to gagastusan ng gobyerno natin.
Okay, Mr. Chair, we'll comply, Mr. Chair.
Okay, sir? So, in 5 working days, give me a report na impormahan mo ito lahat ng mga airport na ito na kung saan ang naglalanding lang dito, mga privileged few na nagmaari ng mga jet planes, na sila na ang magbabayad para sa maintenance ng airport na yan.
We'll do that, Mr. Chair. We'll
Very
comply.
good. Very good. Total, mayayaman naman sila, mga super millionaire yan, di ba? Okay. Siargao Airport. Isang dahilan kung bakit mahal ang pamasahe sa Siargao Airport kasi maiksi. Siyempre, ang gagawin ng mga airlines tulad ng Cebu Pacific o Philippine Airlines, papadala sa maliit na aeroplano, konti lamang pasahero. So, kailangan nila taasan yung presyo. Kasi dati, isa ako dun sa mga nagagalit, bakit ang mahal-mahal ng pamasahe punta sa Siargao, mas mura pa punta ng Hong Kong. Ngayon, nakita ko ng main reason. Maliit yung runway. So, walang choice yung mga airline companies kundi magpadala ng maliit na aeroplano. Maliit na aeroplano, mas malaking gastos dahil mas malaki over nila. Konti lamang kasi ang pasahero na pagkakitaan nila. So, bakit di natin palakihin itong Siargao Airport? Nangako kayo ata sa amin last year, during last hearing, na palalakihin nyo itong airport sa Siargao. Bakit hanggang ngayon? Hindi pa. Mind you, isang tourist destination to.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Based on the feasibility studies done on the Siargao Airport, unfortunately, there's no longer available area for it to be expanded. In fact, the recommendation was actually to transfer the airport altogether. That was the recommendation being done based on the feasibility.
Ano ba ito, maiksi ng airport?
Maiksi po yung runway po, sir.
Bakit kapag pina-extend runway, anong tatamaan?
Mangroves po, and then private properties, Mr. Chair.
Private property ang tatamaan. So, hindi ba pwedeng bilhin yun right of way? Pakiusapan?
That is a possible option, Mr. Chair. However, based on the feasibility study as well, Mr. The cost of having to acquire these properties is going to be bigger compared to just constructing an entirely new runway.
So,
Mr.
private property to, and then after that private property, ano nang kasunod?
May mangroves po tayo on one end of the runway. May mangrove
Mangroves
area,
and the private
yes,
property.
and
Okay.
private property.
So, ang inyong recommendation ay ito transfer na to sa ibang airport,
Yes,
sa
Mr.
ibang
Chair.
area.
And under the DOTR planning office, meron na po mga studies in the pipeline for this, Mr. Chair.
Okay, sige. Go ahead and make a study of that and then submit a report to me in a week.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Will do.
Okay, very good. Now,
Ano to?
okay, tapos na tayo sa bird strikes unless kung may sasabihin pa yung AKAP or Captain Aklan. Is there anything you want to add pertaining to the topic at hand?
No, Your Honor, not really. We understand that and appreciate the efforts of this committee to ensure that this concern is addressed because this is very important for safety.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Tagle. And thank you, Captain Aklan. Now, punta naman tayo sa Philippine Ports Authority. Nandito ba yung mga taga-PPA? Okay. Naka-receive po kami ng complaint. Andito ba yung complaint natin?
Vicente.
Mr. Vicente, where's Mr. Vicente? My complainant. Dumaan siya sa X-ray scanning. Baggage X-ray scanning. And nawalan siya ng malaking halaga ng pera di umano. At ang sinabi po ninyo, sira yung CCTV dahil kailangan i-upgrade. Pangalawang issue, napakamahal daw po ng terminal fee. Umpisan po natin doon sa nangyari po sa sa pagkawala ng gamit ng isang pasahero. How did it happen?
Good morning. Good afternoon, Mr. Chair. PPA has conducted a preliminary investigation regarding the said missing belt bag, and I will discuss the findings of the said investigation, Mr. Chair. So first, PPA first inspected whether or not the passenger did indeed have a belt bag, and according to the CCTV cameras, there was a belt bag that was also placed on the X-ray conveyor for mandatory security screening. And during the screening process, prohibited items consisting of a hammer and a screwdriver were detected inside the brown box.
Okay. All right.
And then after they were detected, the complainant was instructed to deposit the prohibited items at a designated depository before boarding. After retrieving the said belongings from the X-ray conveyor, the complainant inadvertently left his black belt bag and proceeded to the depository. Upon realizing that the belt bag was missing, the complainant immediately returned to the screening area where security personnel inspected the X-ray machine, rescanned his remaining baggage, and searched the immediate facility. However, the bag was no longer found. Upon checking CCTV footage, it confirmed that the complainant left the screening area without retrieving the belt bag. The footage likewise shows another passenger passing through the same area shortly thereafter. However, due to the camera angles, image limitations, and the similarity of bags carried by passengers, the footage does not conclusively establish that the passenger took the complainant's bags. Archived X-ray images of the complainant's belongings were subsequently recovered and examined. The images generally depict personal belongings and electronic devices. However, while the available X-ray images do not independently corroborate the complainant's subsequent claim that the bag contained approximately 140,000 to 115,000 in cash, the images likewise does not conclusively establish that no cash was present, as X-ray images are not designed to accurately identify or quantify currency contained inside the baggage. The investigation likewise documented material inconsistencies in the complainant's declarations regarding the amount of cash and valuables allegedly contained in the missing bags. The different statements made during the course of the incident reflected various amounts of cash ranging from 1,500 to 150,000 pesos, Mr. Chair. And based on the evidence gathered, the investigation was unable to identify any person responsible for the disappearance of the bag or establish any security personnel that participated in or facilitated its loss. However, Mr. Chair, we're still continuing to review other angles of the CCTV footage in order to search for the bag, along with the secondary scanning of the box and backpack that belonged to the complainant to see if it was inadvertently placed in the bag when it was resealed as well.
Okay, sir. Pakita na muna natin yung video, ano?
Yes, po.
Yung CCTV footage na provide yung mismo. Can we see that? Comsec? Okay. Okay. That is, where's the complainant? Yung naka-red, right?
Yes, po,
naka-violet?
Naka-red.
Na cap. Okay, nilagay niya yung kanyang mga gamit. Alright, yung naka-red siya.
Opo, sir.
Right. Ilagay niya sa conveyor, and then conveyor pumasok doon sa baggage X-ray scanner. And then tumawid siya. Okay, dumaan siya sa X-ray. Kinapkapan siya.
Yung naka-stripe naman po yung allegedly the one who took the belt bag po ni Sir Rolly.
Okay. And then, after that, naputol na.
Hindi sir, lumipat lang po ng camera transition po sir.
Kaya nga, so saan yung
Paborito.
camera nasasalo kung saan lalabas yung mga gamit niya? Where is that camera?
And sir, unfortunately sir, yung camera po na yun is down po kaya and in the process of replacement po yung area po na yun.
Bakit po down?
Yung ano po na kasi na yun sir, yung camera is installed since December 2014 po sir. So yung age niya po is nagmamatter po yun kapag ginalaw pa po natin yun, pwede po ma-damage pa po yung
See, how old has it been?
I believe 10 years sir.
10 years. So, how long has it been since namatay yung camera at hindi na napapunction?
And then sir, August 2025 sir.
August pa, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June. For 8 months, pinabayaan nyo na hindi gumagana yung camera. And you know that it's important, yung CCTV, for transparency and safety sake. And it worked both ways para hindi kayo mapagbintangan nagnakaw at hindi rin para protection na rin ng mga pasahero na dumadaan dyan sa X-ray machines nyo.
Yes sir, to answer
8
po
months.
Yes sir, to answer po yung question niyo po na 8 months po na walang CCTV po dun sa area na yun specifically. In the process once ano na po na yun nasira, in the process na po tayo ng procuring the new and upgraded CCTV.
Pero sir, 8 months. Grabe naman yan. Siguro 1 or 2 months, 3 months at the most. Sobra na yun. Pero 8 months?
Yes sir, yun sad.
Kung CCTV lang, pumunta ka lang dyan sa Shopee, makakuha ka eh. Totoo yan, magkano yun sa Shopee? Diba? 10,000, 20,000. Kumbaga, remedyo lang muna, diba? For the meantime, para hindi magkaroon ng gap. Bumili muna kayo dyan sa Shopee, Lazada, lagyan muna kayo ng CCTV. Why wait kung magkano yung... Baka siguro kailangan nyo ng yung camera na magagaling sa inyo, sa supplier niyo at meron kayong ganansya. Pag ganun, sir, innovate. 8 months.
Yung sir, ongoing nga po yung pang
So kailan malalagyan ng camera yan?
July 1 sir, na-implement na po yung up and running na po yung new CCTV system po natin sir.
Okay, sige. Now, doon tayo sa isa lang yung inyong tao doon na nagmamando doon sa X-ray. Di ba dapat dalawa yan? Isa yung umupo doon sa X-ray machine at isa yung nagsisiguro na pumapasok ng tama yung mga bagahe o pinapahubad yung mga gamit o ano ba, relo. Kumbaga, in-example ko sa aeroplano or nagsasabi na, teka muna, meron tumunog, buksan mo yan, pabubuksan right there and then.
Apo.
Ang ginawa kasi dito sa pasahero, pinapunta 10 steps away
Yes po, tama po.
na dumubuksan yung karton mo.
Apo.
Habang yung kanyang ibang mga gamit, yung belt bag niya, andun pa sa proseso na ini-scan ng X-ray ninyo. Why did you allow that?
Sir, explain ko lang po kaya kung bakit naging ganun po yung process po natin. No? Si part po kasi is dalawa po yung category po niyan. Is either prohibited or restricted po. Kapag prohibited item po, bawal po talaga siyang ipasok sa pier.
Wala tayong pag-aawayan dyan. Sige.
Pagka
Restricted, prohibited, sige. Okay lang, sir. No. Okay lang yon. Na kailangan ma-plug down nyo o pigilan nyo at inspeksyonin yung isang bagay na may kadudadula, hinala na gamit sa loob ng bagahe. In-stop nyo. Pero bakit hindi nyo pinabuksan right there and then sa harap ninyo? Bakit nyo pa pinapunta yung tao sa malayong lugar na nakatalikod siya at doon niya buksan yung kanyang bagahe para ipakita kung ano yung laman ng karton?
Mr. Chair, to answer questions regarding the procedure for security. So PPA has its own procedure when it comes to security when it comes to prohibited items, and along with Northport, they themselves have a procedure for security. And Northport has adopted and is their procedure is very similar to PPA.
Sir, pwede ba Tagalogin mo para maintindihan ng complainant natin?
Sige po.
Kasi yung complainant natin, Tagalog eh.
Sige po. Meron po.
At saka karamihan sumasakay sa barko, Tagalog.
Sige po. Pasensya
Okay?
na po.
Huwag ka na mag-English muna, sir.
Sige po. Ang procedure po nito, approved naman din po ng OTS. And when nire-review namin po kung nasundan nga pong procedure, ito nga po ang nangyari po na ito po ang procedure na kapag meron nakitang prohibited items po, may designated area po. Ang problema po na doon mismo sa conveyor belt titignan is makakos po yun ng delay. Tapos kung prohibited item po yun at binuksan dun sa conveyor belt na marami po ang tao, there's a certain level of danger as well. However, Mr. Chair, because of what has transpired, that's something that we can review and if we could improve the procedure.
Sandali lang, sir. Okay. So, yes, courtesy to General Torre, Yusek Nicolas Torre ng MMDA. Sige, sir. Kaya namin pinapunta at meron papuntang important meeting si General Torre. So, yung nangyari na yung isang retired general
Yes, sir.
na nanutok ng baril
Yes, sir.
doon sa isang motorista nagpark sa harap ng garahe niya. Ano pong status noon?
We referred it to the local police, sir, for investigation, and Mandaluyong police taken cognizance of the case, sir.
Okay. Now, pangalawa, sir, so yun, nasa PNP na. And then yung PNP, chinecheck kung yung kanilang lisensya number, tatanungin ko mami sa PNP.
Yes.
Kung PNP, doon kay General, anong pangalan ng General ulit? Is it
Rear Admiral Ramon Punsalan, sir.
Ramon Ponsalan? At nakikita doon, kumasa siya ng baril at bit-bit niya yung baril, pinuntahan niya yung
Yung driver, sir.
yung driver,
Yes, sir.
nakadiskusyon niya. Chinek niyo na ba sa FEU kung yung ano yung mga baril na nakalisensya sa kanya para ipakansela natin yung mga baril niya na
Yes, sir.
yung firearm na yun na ginamit sa panunutok?
Yes, sir. Nag-request na kami, sir, sa RCSU NCR. At then, initially, sir, wala pong LTAP, yung si General Punsalan, and wala rin po siyang firearms na
So,
recorded, sir.
so ibig sabihin, yung baril na yon walang lisensya, whether LTAP or permit.
Possible, sir.
So, therefore, illegal yung firearms na yon.
Yes, sir. Possible, sir. And we are case build-up, sir, para doon sa illegal possession of firearms, sir.
Okay, so kakasuhan niyo siya for illegal possession of firearm using that
Video, sir.
video footage na meron siyang bit-bit ng baril at kumasa. Okay.
Yes, sir.
At pwede po siya sampahan din ng kaso ng grave threat,
Grave coercion po, sir.
grave coercion.
Pag namin, sir, with our legal officers sa district, sir.
And that case is being,
Okay, we will
Fine na.
institute, sir, yung sa grave coercion, sir. Mas, sir, yung habang inantay namin, sir, yung complainant, sir, the driver.
okay. Now, General Torre, yung sa rally kahapon, at may mga bus na nakabalanda doon sa kalsada at hindi na makagalaw yung traffic. Wala bang paraan yung MMDA o resources na para hilain ito yung mga truck na yon para hindi na nag-cause ng traffic 5 oras, 6 na oras na stuck yung maraming motorista?
Kahapon po, sir, ay anong isang araw, sir, nung first day, sir. Kami ay nag-conduct na talaga, sir, ng towing doon, sir. Kaya nabuksan namin ang isang lane, sir. Because of the sheer volume, really apologies on that, sir. Napakarami lang talaga ng mga tao at mga bus na hanggang kahapon ay pinotowing namin. So marami rin kami natowing, sir, at marami rin kami natikitan.
May mga naturing kayo.
Marami, sir.
So next time, ready na po siguro kayo. Kung kailangan nyo po ng budgetan natin na maglaan tayo ng maraming tow truck sa MMDA. Nang sa kayo, pag dumating ganitong klaseng insidente ulit, mabilisan yung pag-tow ng mga
Maraming
kabalanda ng mga sasakyan.
Maraming salamat po, sir. That's very welcome development, sir. Thank you, sir.
Right. And then, last na naman po sa inyo, yung mga sasakyan na mga nakapark na yung mga tawag nito, yung mga kalsada, yung mga lalaking kalsada na dinadaanan ng mga sasakyan, I commend one of your staff. Sino yung tao niya ng nanibigit na helmet, ha? Si Gabriel Go.
Yes, sir.
Sabi mo sa kanya, continue yung ginagawa niya na
Yes, sir.
nagkakaroon siya ng clearing operation na yung mga nagpa-park sa mga tabi-tabi na nakaharang at nakakos ng traffic. So he must continue doing that.
Yes, sir. Maraming salamat sa suporta, sir.
Yeah, pero dapat wag siyang selective.
Opo, sir.
Wag lang doon sa mga lugar ng mga mahirap, pati doon sa lugar ng mga mayaman, sa mga mga bilis-bilis dyan, ano rin siya, magto rin.
The last time, sir, may sports car na sir, nakuha at
Very good.
kotse rin, sir, ng artista rin, sir, mga artista rin, sir. May mga
Kahit na artista siya, anong pakialam natin?
Yes, sir.
Para patas.
May Lamborghini, sir, last time na nakuha, sir.
Okay lang. Ferrari,
Yes, sir.
Lamborghini, pag nagreklamo, sumbong niyo sa akin.
Yes, sir.
Para makita ng taong bayan na patas tayo.
Maraming salamat. sir.
Magandang ginagawa ni Mr. Gabriel Go, and
Yes, sir.
I commend him for doing that.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, General Torre. Okay na.
Sir, maraming salamat po, sir.
Thank you for coming, General Torre, sir.
Maraming salamat po, sir.
Thank you po.
Iwanan ko sina Attorney Nunez, sir, at saka si AGM Vargas for any other questions regarding MMDA, sir.
Nakita ko kanina yung video, medyo ibang topic. May kamukha ka pala.
Meron, sir.
Kala ko, pagpasok ka niya, kala ko ikaw yun. Ay, si General Torre pala, joke yun. Ikaw mismo sabi, kamukha mo, sir. Hindi, nagpapatawa ako kasi.
Accepted sa NCAP lahat, sir, ang mukha ko, sir. Accepted sa NCAP, sir, lahat ng mukha ko.
But then, General Torre, you're doing a
Thank you,
good
sir.
job sa MMDA.
Maraming salamat po, sir.
Thank you, General
Yes, sir.
Torre, sir. Thank you. Okay. Now, sa PNP naman. Pwede ba natin, total, nandito na lang, mamaya na yung sa yung, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Total, pinag-usapan natin yung rally. Pwede natin pakita yung video? Yung sa isang TNVS. Jump muna tayo. Videos.
Dito na tayo sa highway sa Bawang Sila. Ayun ako pa nasa loob.
Yung sa PNP lang muna, yung sa EDSA sa rally. PNP, ako lang siguro kung nahirapan nyo hanapin. Sa rally naman, merong isang taga-TNVS rider na parang kinukuyog siya ng mga realista. And then meron po isang pulis na sa halip na tulungan siya, awatin, meron pa binantaan siya, papatayin kita or something like that. Sa halip na awatin ng PNP na nandoon, yung mga, yan na yung naka-helmet. Sige.
My birthday!
Ang pinagalitan pa ng PNP,
Kinuha, pinagtuturan ako. Wala na eh, kinuha natin eh. Ano ba yung pinaglalaban na yan? Tao rin naman ako dito sa Pilipinas ah. Tao ka nga, huwag ka nagsasalita. Gusto mo ba mamatay?
okay, hindi nakita dyan yung police, sir. Okay, Colonel Patam. Sino ba dapat? Kayo po ba dapat?
Sir, good afternoon. Chief Regional Legal Officer, sir.
Alright. Yung pulis nyo doon, sa halip na awatin yung mga nangaharas na relista doon sa taga-TNVS, yung rider, ang rider pang pinanggalitan. Ba't ganon? Wala pang training yung mga pulis ninyo how to handle a situation like that?
Actually, sir, palagi naman natin sila na-advisean. Pero in this case, sir, tinawagan ko ng QC kanina, sir, para maimbisigahan.
Gusto ko yung pulis na yon isa lang siya sa retraining. At
We will try to recommend.
pagalitan siya. Kasi mali yun eh. Yung tao, overwhelmed na siya ng mga realista, and then sinisigawan siya, kinuha yung susi niya, at yung isa pa doon, binantan siyang papatayin. Tapos ngayon siya pa yung pagagalitan ng pulis. Ang sakit noon. So sino yung pulis na yon? And I want that policeman identified and isalang siya sa retraining program. And all your policemen pagdating sa mga rally, they should be well trained kung paano mag-handle ng mga sitwasyon if something like that arises again.
Yes, sir. Pinapaimbisigahan na namin, sir, ang identity ng police at saka yung identity ng pagbigay ng pagbanta.
Nakuha ba yung susi? Nabalik yung susi doon sa
Per information, sir, na binigay sa akin ni Comsec, sir, hindi pa natin na-verify.
So yung tao, hindi nyo identified kung sino?
Pa-identify pa lang natin, sir. Pa-imbisigahan na natin.
Okay, sige. Yun lang, sir. Gusto ko